At CrossFit Lincoln, our passion is positively impacting and changing lives by creating a strong, brave, healthy community through education. We talk about nutrition, fitness, mindset, and more. From the RoRoFlix studio, I'm Aaron Perkypile with Phil Kniep, Paul Konarski, and Emily Breedy. Hey everybody, welcome to CrossFit Lincoln Connections. I'm Aaron Perkypile, live from RoRoFlix studio, sitting here with Danielle Smith, our October 2019 Athlete of the Month at CrossFit Lincoln. Danielle, thanks for being with us today and kind of sharing your story. I'm excited to share that. Since we've launched our podcast, I'm excited to go back and hear athlete stories, and I was glad you're able to work us in today.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So just tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up, and maybe where'd you go to high school or go to college?
Yeah. So I grew up here in Lincoln. I went to Lincoln High. And,
Go Lynx?
Yep, go Lynx. And I went to Doane College.
Okay. What'd you study at Doane?
Human relations.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Are you working in human relations now?
Yeah, every day.
Every day?
Yep.
So, where do you work now? Or what do you work? What are you doing now?
Yeah, so I am a health educator for the community of Lincoln.
Awesome.
And so, yeah.
What age group do you work with?
All
of them?
Yep.
Awesome. How long you been doing that?
I've been doing that now since November.
What were you doing before that?
Yep, I was at Girl Scouts and outreach, basically kind of in the community as well.
Doing education and that kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
So would you help Girl Scout, like troops? Are they troops?
Yes.
I don't know a lot about Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
I know they sell me cookies.
Yes.
And that crushes me.
Yeah.
So were you helping troops like lead education and outreach opportunities in their communities?
Yeah, so my biggest responsibilities was recruiting volunteers,
Sure.
Training, and getting them going. And during that, I would go out into the schools and recruit the girls to join the troops, and there was always the educational piece to that. And so once they kind of get started, it was my job to make sure they had the right curriculum and kind of keep learning.
Yeah. Was there a specific event that you really looked forward to every year, or like a specific area that you kind of specialize in that you really enjoyed?
Yeah, recruiting the volunteers.
Yeah.
I love being in the community, just hearing people's stories, why they're doing what they're doing, how can I help you, and let's help these little beautiful girls.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Now you said, I think before we were talking, you said you traveled quite a bit with that. You get to see all of Nebraska?
All of Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was outside of Lincoln, since you're from here, where was your favorite place to kind of visit?
West.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. West. Not a lot to see, but also just the beauty of Nebraska. And so that was probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. What's your favorite Girl Scout cookie? I don't know if you're allowed to have a favorite Girl Scout cookie.
All of them.
All of them? You don't have a favorite, really?
Well, so my favorite, I would say the s'more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I came out, I believe, a few years ago and it's still around, so it's pretty
awesome.
good. Yeah.
Awesome. What's your favorite animal?
Elephants.
Elephants? Why is that?
They're just beautiful. They're big. They mind their own business, and I love that because that's me. Like, I walk around and I'm like, I'm powerful. I feel good about myself.
So that's your spirit animal?
That's my spirit animal. Yeah, it's totally me.
Awesome. You should get, I see you got kind of a tattoo there. You have an elephant tattoo?
So it's in my phone, and I plan to put it right here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. So how long have you been doing CrossFit?
I've been doing CrossFit now a little over a year.
Okay.
I joined, I believe it was in November of 2018.
Okay. And what were you kind of doing before that?
Yeah, so I was doing like boot camps. I became a personal trainer, and so I started experimenting just on my own at home.
Yeah.
So I have like a really nice 3-part gym at my home, part in the garage, the heavy weights, treadmill, and then downstairs it's everything else, just weights and punching bags and things like that. And so, just a variety of things.
Okay. And so directly before you were doing that at home, but also maybe some boot camps.
Yes.
And then what kind of drew you to CrossFit?
Yeah. So I've always wanted to be strong and lift heavy weights. I don't know, it just fits best with my workout style. And
Sure.
so I used to be afraid of CrossFit.
Really?
Because I always thought that, you had to be fit. You had to look a certain way, be strong already. And so for the longest, that was like the fear
Sure.
of coming to CrossFit. And then my daughter, she's a gymnast, and she started coming in the summertime with her gym. And I would go visit and kind of look around, check things out.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, there's people that look like me and I'm not bad looking.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try this out.
Yeah.
And been there ever since.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What keeps you coming back?
It's always a challenge, and I absolutely love that.
Sure.
Every workout I feel like it's built just for me. Like
Yeah.
no one else. It's just me. This is all me. And so every morning I get up and I go, I'm going to CrossFit. It's my routine. I don't look at the workouts until I get there.
That's smart.
Yep.
Pro
And-
tip right there.
Yeah, don't look at it. Don't stress yourself out about it. Keep up with your routine as if it's working out, if it's running, whatever it is. Just wake up and say, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And so when I get there, I look at the workout. I might cuss a little. But then I'm like, let's go get it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What's your favorite CrossFit movement?
Oh, what's my favorite? I like deadlifts. I like box jumps.
Yeah.
Cleans are probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's your least favorite?
My least
If you didn't have to do
favorite-
this movement ever again, you'd be okay.
The assault bike. Yeah.
The devil's tricycle.
Yes, man. It's challenging,
Yeah.
big time. Like, I know I need to like it
Yeah.
to get over this, but I don't like it right now.
So was it last week or a couple weeks ago we did that basically intervals, you did calories and then you rest the rest of the 3 minutes and you did that 5 times. How'd that treat you?
Not good.
Yeah.
I think that was on Monday.
Yeah.
And I had a long weekend.
Yeah.
And one of the podcasts that you guys were on, you kind of talked about that. Just life happens. And
Right.
so start tracking what you do prior to your workout,
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I did during that workout. I was like, man, I'm going awfully slow.
Yeah.
Or I feel this way, I feel that way. And I just had to remember I had a long weekend.
Yeah.
And it's my fault.
Yeah.
It's okay. But I showed up and I finished.
Yeah.
But I like to do that one again on a different day.
Sure.
Different circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a different sleep cycle, have a different
Yeah.
different things going on in your life.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally.
Now, you say you're pretty busy.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked you what your hobbies were and you said my kids are my hobbies. Tell me about your kids. How many kids you got?
So we have 6 total.
Okay.
There's only 2 in the house
Okay.
left, and I'm trying to get them out as well.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
How old are the
6
ones that
of
are
them.
left?
My son is 15, about to be 16, and my daughter is 13.
Okay. Now, your son, Keith, I know I'm going to give him a shout out on this podcast because that guy shows up in the summertime and works hard.
And he loves it.
Yeah. Man, we love having him in. He's a wrestler.
Yes.
Did he win state last year?
He did not win state last
Okay.
year. He didn't go to state, but he's going to state this year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And when is state for wrestling?
State wrestling is February 20th, I believe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And then was it the end of last summer or last fall? You guys were at a tournament, a pretty big tournament. And
Yeah, Fargo.
yeah, he placed really high in that.
Yeah, he did. He was 5th place.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. How
Yeah.
long has he been wrestling?
Gosh, he's been wrestling, I would say, about 6-7 years now.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So when did he come home one day and just say, I want to wrestle?
No, so he was in football.
Okay.
And my husband, he loves wrestling,
Sure.
and his boss, Randy, loves wrestling as well. And he's, would tell Keith all the time, you should check it out,
Yeah.
go over to East and see what they have. That's where my boys went, and it's a great program. And so he's like, okay. My boy is kind of a smaller kid, and football was just,
That's a tough sport to be in when you're smaller.
yeah, it wasn't working out too well.
Yeah.
He was very good.
Yeah.
But then he was getting hurt.
Yeah.
And so we decided, we might want to try something else.
Sure.
And so we were like, wrestling is a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did your husband wrestle growing up?
He did a little bit.
Yeah.
Our oldest son wrestled, and
Okay.
so my husband got to experience that with
Yeah.
him and travel a lot.
Very cool. So Keith's been doing that, you said 5 or 6 years?
Yeah, 6,
Yeah.
something like that.
And he's all in.
All in.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Sophomore?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Does he want to wrestle collegiately?
Yes.
Yeah.
He does.
Awesome. Has he started talking to schools yet? Have schools started to talk to him?
We've been getting letters.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so right now he's just wanting to focus where he is right now. But yeah, he's definitely kind of exploring out a little bit as well.
Yeah. Now you said when you kind of were dipping your toe in the CrossFit, at least being in the gym, it was because your daughter was in there with her gymnastics crew. How's she doing? How long has she been doing gymnastics?
Yeah, so Keely has been doing gymnastics now for 5 years, and yeah, she's pretty good.
Yeah?
I'd have to say. Yeah, she goes to Nebraska School of Gymnastics right on campus.
Yeah.
And she's a level 10,
Awesome.
which is the highest level
Okay.
in the club setting.
Yeah.
And so we travel a lot for that, and she gets really excited when it's season time.
Yeah.
And season just started last weekend.
Oh man.
And so she's pretty excited.
What's her favorite event?
Her favorite?
Because there's like 4 or 5 different events?
Yep,
Okay.
4 events. Her favorite, I think her favorite is beam, which is my least favorite because it's scary.
Yeah.
But then she says bars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and she's really good at both.
What's your favorite for her?
Floor.
Yeah. Isn't that like that's what we all watched
Yeah.
in the Olympics growing up?
Exactly.
Except for, was it Carrie Strug who did the horse, the pommel horse, or the vault,
Yeah,
I guess. Is
the
what,
vault.
And I remember that pretty distinctly. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does she like the vault? Does she do the vault?
She does.
Yeah.
She likes the vault.
Yeah.
Yeah. She likes it all.
Right.
I mean, but when you ask her what's her favorite, it's bars, which is a little scary, but beam for sure.
Yeah.
It's really scary.
So did they have a spotter at that age on all of those, or
Yeah. So
like specific maneuvers or movements?
yeah, so the coaches are there. However, when you're competing, the coaches can't touch you.
Okay.
That's kind of a deduction.
Sure.
And so you don't want that.
Yeah.
But they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're there.
So how often are you traveling for gymnastics, and how often are you traveling for wrestling?
Every weekend.
Wow.
Every weekend.
Well, no wonder you retired on the assault bike workout. My word.
Well, there's other things. But
Yeah.
yeah, well, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you guys headed this weekend? Who's competing this weekend?
Yeah, so this weekend, my son will be competing over at Pius.
Okay.
It's the hack
Yeah.
tournament.
Okay.
So it'll be a pretty big one.
Yeah.
That's Saturday. We'll get to watch it for a little bit in the morning, and then Keely and I take off for Des Moines again.
Okay.
And we're at Chow's Invitational.
Very cool. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's your favorite place to travel for an event for either of them?
Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love Colorado.
Like the Denver area or just anywhere?
We go out into Winter Park.
Okay.
That's our favorite. We love the mountains.
Yeah.
We always make it a little mini family
Yeah.
vacation.
Do you guys ski or snowboard?
No,
Yeah.
haven't got the skiing thing down pat yet, but usually in the summer
Sure.
we do whitewater rafting,
fun.
horseback riding in the mountains,
Yeah.
things like that.
So see, you told me you didn't have any hobbies, and here you got all these other things you're doing.
Yeah, I
Maybe
guess.
not regularly, but
Yeah. I guess my hobby is just traveling and
Yeah.
exploring what's in that community.
very cool. So you are a personal trainer.
Yes.
You're a health educator. You've got athletes in your family. So all this fitness is going on, right? Where are you at? So back in October, you were kind of in a certain headspace, and you were telling me a little bit about how that's shifted a little bit. So tell me about what's happened since October. We're at the end of January or middle of January. What's happened since October?
Yeah. So a lot has happened. I feel like in my workout, in my my long-term goal is really to stay healthy and fit for the rest of my life. And so with doing so, I explore different things. And so I like to elevate myself, challenge myself. And so since October, I was ready to kind of explore nutrition more. And I, for the longest, was like, oh, I'm the best at nutrition. I know all about this. And then I was like, wait a minute, no, I don't.
Yeah.
But luckily, I'm at a great gym who has, trainers and each way. And so nutrition was one that I wanted to explore. And so I started meeting with Coach Emily, and I've been doing that ever since.
And how's that gone? Like, what has changed for you from a nutrition standpoint during that time? How long you been meeting with her?
Yeah, I've been meeting with Emily now for 2 months.
Okay.
What has changed? So when I first started meeting with Emily, I had just went vegan.
Okay.
And so I wanted to explore that. Just my body was talking to me, and meat doesn't sit well with me.
Sure.
And so I thought, okay, I'm going to try this plant-based diet to see how it works with my body.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. I tried that. I soon realized that I wasn't getting enough nutrients to stay healthy, enough to, do the daily things that I enjoy, like CrossFit.
Right.
You got to have some power. You got to have some energy to lift heavy weights. And so I said, all right, Emily, scratch that. We're going to incorporate some fish and seafood.
Sure.
And so I've been doing that for, a little over a month now.
Yeah.
And I feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you see your recovery from workouts and things change kind of in that 3 months, going through a vegan phase and then kind of incorporating fish and things back in, like leaving meat entirely, and then kind of how's your recovery ebbed and flowed?
Sure. So in the beginning, when I went vegan, I felt really strong.
Yeah.
I was so inspired by this new diet.
Yeah.
My body felt good. After I was done during my workouts, I felt so strong.
Yeah.
And just was like, this is the right one for me. But then about 3 weeks in, I started to get a little lightheaded while I was working out. So then I take more breaks. And then after my workouts, I just was really tired.
Sure.
And so I thought, okay, my body, what has changed? What have I done differently? And right away, I thought, okay, I'm not getting enough protein.
Yeah.
I'm getting everything else, but I'm not getting enough protein. And for me, I think it was just, I wasn't exploring other options of protein.
Sure.
And I just didn't know how to cook vegan recipes. I didn't know everything.
Yeah.
And so I said, I'm going to put some fish in there. It's been going great.
Still what's your favorite vegetable then? Because sounds like you're still a lot of plant-based in your diet.
Plant-based, yeah. So zucchini, squash, and I love spinach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you prep your zucchini and your squash?
I like to bake my zucchini and my squash. And as far as my spinach, I like to make this vegetable dish. It's with spinach, potatoes, mushrooms, and I just saute it all on the stove.
Sounds
And
really
it's
good.
amazing. Like everyone in the house likes it, which is
Wow.
rare.
Yeah.
When I change
That's a win
diets,
right there.
yeah, that's a win, because my husband's always like, why do we have to change with you? And I'm like, just try it.
Yeah. One of the questions that we like to ask when anyone wants to start nutrition or start fitness or any of those things, we ask, well, how will people in your life be affected when you make this, if you make this change? And right there, right? Like we're trying to figure out,
Yeah.
why do we all have to eat like this?
Yeah. I still cook for them. Like
Yeah.
I'll cook chicken. Last night my family wanted sloppy joes.
Okay.
So, but I go to Whole Foods
Yeah.
and, I'm buying healthy things,
Yeah.
and so I prepared their meal and I had crab legs. And so it's a win.
Were they jealous then? Like, oh, we don't want sloppy joes now. We want crab legs.
No, my son ate crab legs with
Okay.
me because he's cutting weight.
Yeah.
But everyone else had the sloppy joes. They
Okay.
got what they wanted
Yeah.
and we were all good.
Everyone was happy.
They were happy.
So when you bake your zucchini, when I bake zucchini, it still stays too watery. How do you avoid it being too mushy?
don't overcook it.
Okay.
I mean, when you put zucchini in the oven, I don't time a lot of things. I don't really set a timer, but I'm like, I take a look and I go, oh yeah, that's done.
Yeah.
You know, you can see it sizzling
Yeah.
a little bit. I would say a good 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's done.
What temp do you bake it at?
350.
Okay. And then, what do you season it with anything? You put any
I do.
olive oil or anything on
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
I use coconut oil.
Okay.
And so I put some coconut oil
Sure.
on it. And I like accent. Just gives it a little flavor.
Yeah.
And so I put a little accent on there and basil.
Okay.
That's about it.
Awesome. And is that the same with the squash?
Yes.
Do you chop up is that like the yellow squash?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Just slice it up.
Do you like the butternut and acorn squash, like kind of more the gourd type squashes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same. Big fan.
Yeah.
Sweet potatoes,
Sweet potatoes, I like.
not too much?
I don't like it when like baked.
Okay.
It's too mushy.
Yeah.
But, just dice them up a little bit
Yep.
and give them a little cook. Yeah.
And then do you saute those or do you bake the cubes?
Bake.
Yeah. Do you put anything on those?
Salt and pepper,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
The flavor is good. It's
You ever put any cinnamon on them?
I don't because I don't like.
Oh,
I'm
you don't
not
like cinnamon?
No, well, I do, but I don't. I'm not a sweet tooth
okay.
person.
Yeah.
You give me some
Lucky
salt.
you, yo.
I know. Give me
First of
salt.
all.
That's my problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I really struggle sometimes with the zucchini to not get it soggy. Do you meal prep then?
I do.
And then do you reheat the zucchini and that kind of thing, and that
I
still
do.
holds up pretty well?
It does. Since I've kind of gone this new way,
Mm-hmm.
so one of my new goals for this year was to get stronger,
Yeah.
to lift more weights.
Yeah.
And so my new kind of look out for with food now is high protein.
Okay.
So I'm looking at about 135 grams of protein a day.
Yeah.
And so my meal prep right now is each day.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to learn like how much
Yeah.
protein is in this and that. So I'm exploring, but while I'm doing that, I'm creating my meal plans.
Sure.
So
So-
3 weeks from now, I have my meals
So did you normally prep food like once a week or twice a week?
once a week.
Okay.
I would do it on Sundays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty standard. A lot of folks pick a day, sometimes two.
Yeah.
A lot of our clients do that. So
Yeah.
this year there were 2 CrossFit Opens, right? So if there's people listening that aren't CrossFitters, like at least once a year, there's the start of the CrossFit Games season, and everybody in the world, a lot of folks in the world compete in the CrossFit Open. It's just a fun way to test your fitness, and certain workouts get repeated and movements are tested, and just kind of see where you are from a fitness standpoint. And there were 2 this year. Did you compete in both Opens this year?
I did.
In like March and then also in October?
Yes.
Now, I don't remember the one in April or March, or excuse me, February, March as much. But I remember you coming in one day for an evening on Friday night in October to do the open workout. And you said, yeah, I already did this one today.
Yes.
And I said, well, why are you back? You already did this one today. You don't have to do it again. You're like, I think I could do better.
Yes.
Tell me about that experience. What kind of clicked in your mind? Like, I have to go back and try and do that one again tonight.
Well, again, I like to challenge myself.
Right.
And the CrossFit Open was so different this year, or not this year, last year in October,
Sure.
than it was in March. March, I had only been at CrossFit for 6 months. And
Right.
everyone goes, sign up. No matter what, just sign up. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And I did, and I sucked. It was terrible. But I did it,
Yeah.
and I learned something from that. And so I just said, okay, October come, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Here's what I've learned. Here's what I'm going to do differently. I came every Friday night and I
Awesome.
did the workout. But one, I did it in the morning. I believe it was like a Monday morning or something. Or maybe it was that same day on Friday. I did it, and in the morning I was like, oh, this is pretty good. I can do it this way. And it was really just to kind of find a way, the best way for me to actually get through the workout. And so I was just like, okay, I need a routine during this workout. How am I going to do it? What pace am I going to go? And so that was the reason why I did it that morning.
Yeah.
But at night when I did it, I aced it. Yeah,
Awesome.
I did pretty good.
Awesome.
I was excited.
Yeah. Do you remember the workouts? Do you remember which workout was your favorite from the open in
Yeah.
October?
So, what was my favorite? It, yeah. So my favorite one was because it was my favorite because I also was my first pull up ever.
Wow.
Strict pull up.
Awesome.
So, so my favorite was it was wall balls.
Okay.
It was rowing, and then pull ups, and it could be kipping pull ups or strict or whatever. So prior to the workout, I thought I'm just gonna warm up, and then I was like, I'm gonna try a pull up. I did 3 in a row.
That's
And I
fantastic.
was so excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So during the workout, I did kipping pull-ups because
Yeah.
it was a ton of them. But that was my favorite because I just
That's
overcame something
Yeah.
and felt great.
So you hadn't done a strict pull up before then?
No,
So when you started CrossFit, how close were you to a pull up?
I couldn't even pull my shoulder blades.
Oh, really?
Like I couldn't hang long.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't do it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's that I think is the most fun for coaching from a coaching perspective is just to see our athletes change their ability and then start to believe that they can do the next thing too.
Right.
So so you have a strict pull up now. You got multiple strict pull ups.
Yes.
What's your next goal?
So my next goal is, gosh, I got to remember what what we wrote down. So doing lifting heavier with deadlifts,
Okay.
strict press. There might have been one more. Can't remember.
Yeah.
But just my goal is to just get stronger anyway.
Yeah.
And so I think it was bench press.
Yeah.
Just get heavier with that.
Do your friends and family think that you're crazy?
They do, but they also think she's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I like that.
Well, I feel like when you were athlete of the month, we saw some friends of yours that came in
Yeah.
or family that came in with you.
Yep.
Did they have a good time?
They did.
Yeah.
A couple of my friends came. My husband and my son came.
Yeah.
They helped, put my weights on as I was transitioning.
Yeah.
And so they thought that was really cool.
Yeah. Your husband's not a CrossFitter yet.
No, he just like lifting heavy weights at home.
Well, he could lift heavy weights with us.
That's what I tell him. And he's like, no, I'm too good for that. And I'm like, you're just chicken.
Oh, man. So are you a big reader or podcast listener?
Yeah. So I love podcasts.
Yeah. What's your favorite podcast?
Right now, 6-minute sex ed.
Okay.
Yeah, just 6 minutes to listen to some healthy things about our life.
Yeah.
And I learn a lot from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the only one you're listening to right now? You got some others?
Oh, I've got a ton.
Yeah. Well, let the listeners know.
Yeah, so if I can remember the names. That's,
CrossFit Linkage Connections. That's the first one.
That's the first one. That is my favorite too.
Yeah.
Gosh, I gotta think. There is I'm terrible with that.
That's all right.
I really am. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
We'll go there.
Is there a vein that you kind of steer closer to? You're more,
Yeah. So
or a genre?
yeah, I'm more into reproductive health,
Okay.
sex ed,
Yep.
everyday healthy living.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the types of podcasts that I listen to. I would say that I listen to podcasts more than I listen to the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you a reader or an audiobook person?
Yes. Audio sometimes, but podcast is more my way of
Yeah.
audio. As far as books, I don't have a lot of time
Yeah.
to read, but I do read. Right now I'm reading a book called In Case You're Curious.
Yeah.
And it's a book from Planned Parenthood. And the kids, basically the questions that they ask about sex,
Yeah.
and the experts answer them.
Wow.
And so it's a great book for families,
Yeah.
to help you if your kid come and ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in case you're curious,
In case you're
it's
curious.
a good one.
Yeah.
Like if you were talking to you 18 months ago and you were listening to this podcast, what would you want someone to hear if you were talking to yourself 18 months ago?
This podcast
Yeah.
that we're on.
Yeah.
18 months ago, there was me listening.
Pre-CrossFit, fit,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
some preconceptions about what you had to be able to do and not do, or just kind of where your life was at. What would you tell yourself?
Give it a try.
Yeah.
Don't ever underestimate yourself. You're worthy of trying just about anything that's good for you.
Yeah.
So give it a try. See where it takes you. If it doesn't take you where you want, try something different. It's okay.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for sharing with us today.
No
Anything else
problem.
you want to share with the people before we go?
Come try CrossFit.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of it.
I like this. We should put this on repeat
Yeah.
over and over. Come try it.
Come try it. I mean, gosh, you have to try a lot of different things before you say, well, I know this one is the only one I want to do.
Yeah.
No, try it out. Your
Yeah.
body will speak to you. It will tell you if it's good for you or if it's not. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
So,
How long do you feel like someone would need to try it before they got a good feel for whether it was for them or not?
yeah. So,
Because I remember my first CrossFit workout and I wanted to throw up. And I
Yeah.
thought, for me, my personality was like, I have to keep doing this. And there's people that would get to that, not even get to that point, but like, I could never do that ever again.
yeah. Well, so when the new people come in, CrossFit, first of all, is a family. It's a great community. And so everyone is so welcoming, and they welcome me. So I do the same to new people.
Sure.
So when they come in, I tell them, don't give up yet. I know it was tough today. Tomorrow gets better, and the next day gets better. A good 3 weeks, your body will say, okay, I've recognized you have been doing this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it.
Yeah.
So keep coming back,
Yeah.
And so a good 3-4 weeks, maybe even a month.
Yeah.
And then you'll realize if you like it or not.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great advice.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Danielle. Good luck to Keely and Keith this weekend competing.
Thank you.
Go get that gold,
Yes.
right?
That's right.
Just mostly just give it everything, right?
That's right.
And safe travels to you. And thanks for being in the gym. Thanks for being consistent and for being a face for our gym.
No problem.
Come try us out. You can go to CrossFitLincoln.com and book a free intro. Talk to one of our coaches. Come try a free class on Saturday mornings. Do you ever do the Saturday morning class?
I'm not.
You got too much going
I
on the
know.
weekends.
I'm always gone.
Yeah, that's all right. But everybody's not busy on Saturdays.
That's
So come
right.
Saturday, 9 a.m. Check out a free class. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Danielle. Talk to you guys soon.